It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here. This is episode number 171 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee house in historic Gettysburg, PA. Bantam Coffee Roasters. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Costa Rican.
My favorite places to go.
It's one of my favorite coffees to drink.
And where can everybody get this amazing coffee?
BantamRoasters.com.
And use the code FluffyButt for 10% off anything on the website. That's a great code. Go use it and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious Costa Rican coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Greenfire Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us in Grubly's, go to our website or our show notes and use the link. Try it today.
Okay, so I'm looking at you, and you're not on Zoom. I see you.
You see me and I see you.
We're at our table. We're in our studio. We're home.
Well, you're home.
Well, our studios are Coffee with the Chicken Ladies home.
Yes.
In our basement. Here in my basement.
here in the studio in your basement. And I still don't have my voice back entirely, so apologies, but just bear with me.
And I'm still coughing a little bit, but it's much better. I'm getting much better every single day. I'm feeling stronger. And we're back in the studio.
You said that already.
Yes, but it makes me very happy because it's so much easier to record without the dang delay of Zoom.
It is. It really is, actually.
It's crazy. You kind of learn how the delay goes, but sometimes people talk at the same time too. And it's just, it's so much better to be in person. So other than us being back in the studio, how are you doing?
Pretty well. Doing spring stuff, planting, getting ready for, Lord, the chicks are going to be here soon.
In a few months.
Yeah. And I've got to start thinking about shearing sheep too.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. It comes up on you pretty quickly.
Right now, as we're recording this is going to go out in a few weeks, but I'm getting ready to go to Mexico in a few days. La, 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 la.
And when you come back from Mexico, we are headed to the CWTCL conference in Alabama.
In Alabama, we're going to be going.
That's a really great conference. Check it out if you're interested. There are a lot of speakers. Many of them are extension agents from local universities, including John Moyle from University of Maryland.
And he was on the show.
Yes. So again, that's called CWTCL. I'll stick a link to it in the show notes.
We're going to
give it a
there.
look. See if there's anything interesting. I know what I'm interested in.
What's that?
Mark Metzer will be there giving a talk on Waterfowl 101.
Of course, you're going to be interested in that.
Don't be a hypocrite because you told me you wanted to take that talk too. So,
Well, yes, I'm going to, but you're going to be drooling in the talk. You're going to be like, oh, yes.
That's a pretty picture you painted. I mean, that's great.
No,
I might be
fun.
a little blissed out. Yes.
Yeah, we're excited to go. We're going to be flying there. It's going to be a fun trip.
Going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. Okay. So we had the last few days of 60 degrees. It's just going to be a tease. Come on, spring.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm ready for it. The chickens are ready for it. I'm ready to start planting. Spring just brings up a bunch of fun stuff that you don't get any other time.
I have kale seeds sprouting, and I'm going to put my peas in soon.
Where you would go with that?
With the kale that's sprouting? You're like going to be like, I have two heads.
You had your cow pen. You're like, I'm going to do this.
Kale, not cow.
No, I said you had your cow pen.
I know, but I'm telling you, I'm talking about kale and not cows.
You do it. You do it. So on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcast and leave us a written review. It does amazing things for the growth of our show. Here's another one. Do you listen to us on Spotify? Go over and click that 5-star review. We would love it. We want to see those reviews coming up.
I listen to us on Spotify.
Yeah. Now, also, hit that subscribe button. You know why? They count our subscriptions, and it really does help us if you subscribe. The other reason is you never miss an episode. It's always there for you.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the show, you can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can tell a few chicken-loving friends about the show. You can visit our Etsy shop. We've got t-shirts, mugs, and tiny chickens. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Our wonderful listeners in both the hen and pullet level get a bonus episode each month.
So much fun.
And the other way you can help support the show is visit our website and our show notes. Use our affiliate links and discount codes and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay!
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like subscription boxes?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let me take a minute to tell you about the Chicken Love Box. If you love goodies for your chickens and you need to go to chickenlove.com.
I love the mega box. Tons of useful products for my flock and a chicken tea for me.
You can't go wrong with a chicken tea. They are so cute and so soft.
In the February box, I absolutely love the spray bottle of Bye Bye Boo Boos and the Rooster cheese spreader knife.
I love the Chicken Lady Era hat and tea. They're great. And you can't go wrong with that Coffee with the Chicken Ladies mug.
Boxes start at $39 a month. They ship immediately after your order, and shipping is always free.
Such a great deal. Don't wait. Get off the nest and click already. Use the code CWTCL50 for 50% off your first box of a 3-month subscription or more. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
Have you heard of Strong Animals Chicken Essentials? They make natural supplements for your flock.
Strong Animals has used plant-based products and natural approaches to promote the health and vitality of backyard flocks. Their products contain organic essential oils, prebiotics, and other natural ingredients to support the immune system and digestive health. Give your chicks and chickens what they need to thrive with Strong Animals health products. Visit getstronganimals.com today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business, working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today.
Dun, 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 dun. It's time for the Breed Spotlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never know what's going to come out.
Yes.
This is what came out for this one.
I never know what's coming out either.
This Breed Spotlight is...
The Icelandic.
I was breaking ice.
Oh, is that what that was?
See, you don't get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
well, I mean, it's like charade.
I was going like that, breaking ice.
I just thought you were, I don't even know what I thought you were doing. I don't know.
Okay,
You
so
were breaking ice, okay.
we're
The
talking Icelandic. But before we talk the Icelandic, do you want to say one more thing? I want to thank everybody out there that's sharing us on social media because
Yes.
we have a lot of really devoted listeners, and we want to thank you so much. Every share you do in every chicken group and every platform out there on social media helps us get new people listening to the show. So I want to personally, both Holly and I, thank you so much for sharing. It makes a huge difference and it means the world to us.
Thank you.
Now let's move on to the Icelandic.
The Icelandic is a very, very old and unique landrace breed of chicken. A landrace, if you're unfamiliar, is a bird that doesn't really have a breed standard. Over time, they have mated, they free range.
Right.
And they've mated, they've self-selected, and they've just evolved into a natural...
There's no breed standard at all.
Right. They generally have unique DNA. If you tested their DNA, they are a breed, but they can really vary in appearance.
That's one of the really good things about a landrace is you can have a bunch of Icelandics and they can all look very different.
Right. Also known as Viking hens or Viking chickens, the Icelandics are small-bodied chickens. And like we just said, because they're a landrace, they have a lot of variables in appearance. This can include some birds having crests and mohawks.
It's like a grab bag. You never know what you're going to get, and that's the fun part. You get the chicks, and then you grow with them. Like you see them, how they're growing up.
Honestly, one of the reasons I love Swedish flowers, because they're all unique and gorgeous.
And you can name them and know who you're talking to.
Exactly, right. Now, Icelandics are not American Poultry Association accepted, but there is a network of breeders here in the U.S. If you're interested in keeping and breeding them, The Livestock Conservancy currently lists the Icelandic chicken in the threatened category.
They need some help.
Now, the first thing to know about Icelandic chickens is that about 78% of their DNA is unique, and it is surprisingly diverse and cannot be found or replicated in any other chicken breed.
They're pretty cool chickens.
Yeah. In the 1990s, researchers did find some genetic links to the Norwegian Yerhan, and we spotlight the Yerhan back in episode 39.
Felt like so far ago.
I know.
So long ago.
So long ago.
Episode 39. Wow.
Yeah. The other thing to know is that the Icelandics have been present in Iceland since the 9th century.
That's pretty far back.
Scholars and historians believe that the Norse people, also known as Vikings, settled on Iceland in 874 AD, along with their chickens and their Icelandic sheep and horses. The Icelandic name for the chickens translates to Icelandic chickens of the settlers.
Makes sense.
There's nothing ambiguous about that.
No, it is what it is.
Now, there's another name for the breed in their home country of Iceland, and it translates to pile chickens.
A pile of chickens. There you go.
Well, essentially, it's another way of saying dung hellfowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Chickens on a pile.
They're just running around, breeding everywhere, creating all different kinds of...
Scratching it up.
Just loving life,
Loving
man.
life. The Icelandic chickens lived on farms and small holdings on the island without too much trouble for more than 1,000 years. But there were two really significant events that caused a lot of damage to them.
Okay.
The first was the eruption of the Laki volcano in 1783 and into 1784. The eruptions were terrible.
I mean, a volcano, anytime you have a volcano, it's bad.
It's bad, right? More than 9,000 people were killed in this eruption, and well over 50% of the livestock in Iceland.
I think about the animals and the livestock. This might sound a little bad, but sometimes more than the people when stuff like natural disasters happen.
I do too. When you're an animal lover, that's just how your brain goes.
Because you're thinking they do have a sense that they can sense these things sometimes
Right.
before people.
Right.
But then otherwise, sometimes they're just living their life and then boom.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, when we went to Florida last year for vacation and we went to Sanibel Island, and
Right.
that island was taken out by Hurricane Ian like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine the animals there just
Right.
living their life, and then 1 minute, boom,
Yeah.
a wave of water comes and hits you. Now you're living your life and a volcano erupts and you're done.
And I don't know, a lot of times animals will head for high ground or things like
They
that.
do.
But on an island, I'm not sure where they can go.
That's the same thing I was thinking about with Sanibel
Yeah,
Island. It's like,
yeah.
where in the heck are you going to go? You're on an island.
So more than 9,000 people and well over 50% of the livestock gone. I found some other sources that claim that the population of Icelandic chickens was almost completely wiped out.
Right.
And then it gets a little worse. The loss of crops and livestock led to a famine.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere between 1/4 and 1/5 of the population died of starvation.
Not good. Not
It's
good.
terrible. The other big event that had a really huge impact on the Icelandic chickens was the importation of white and brown leghorns for commercial laying starting in the 1930s.
Yeah. I mean, bringing an industrial kind of chicken in, that's what happens to these breeds that are geographically in an area. All of a sudden, you're like, they're not good enough. They're
Right.
not laying me enough eggs. And then you want to bring in a chicken that does it better, and it wipes out the native chicken that's there. That's not a good thing.
Well, and there was also probably a lot of crossbreeding.
Oh, I'm
So
sure.
you're diluting those genes.
I'm sure.
Over the next 40 years, the numbers of Icelandic chickens dwindled as fewer and fewer farmers kept and bred them. Another problem, as the land was developed, predators became more of a problem for the free-ranging birds, and farmers were losing more birds than they could even breed.
I'm sure, because everybody's looking for food.
That's what happens, right? Right.
So
That's what
that-
development does to an ecosystem.
Right. And then the animals are looking, and then there are the chickens, and, you
Right.
know,
Now, in our favorite decade, the 1970s,
because we were born.
researchers from a couple of the Icelandic agricultural colleges set out to collect and breed the old-style Icelandic landrace chickens.
I mean, we know if you have at least a few chickens left, you can bring them
Right.
back.
And I think they found a decent amount. And they were preserving that precious genetic material and safeguarding the breed for future generations. And thanks to them, the breed's popularity has grown. And in the decades since then, Icelandics have been exported to various countries around the world.
Including here.
Right, they've been here since about the 1970s. And our friends over at Greenfire Farm have also imported fresh genetics in recent years.
Which we're going to hear about soon in the main topic.
Yes.
Now, Like we said before, the Icelandics are small breed chicken. Roosters are going to come in at 4 to 4.5 pounds, and hens are coming in around 3 to 3.5 pounds.
That's a little bird.
They're smaller than the leghorn.
Yeah.
A little smaller than the leghorn. And I always use the leghorn as a point of reference because everybody knows a leghorn.
They're a good benchmark. Exactly.
So they come in all different colors, comb shapes, including the straight, the rose, the pea, the double combs. And some birds even have small swept back crest or even mohawks. If you're lucky, you get that one in the grab bag. That's the mohawk. That would be the one I would want. For sure.
Yeah.
Now, like we said, a landrace breed has no breed standard. So they're not going to be breeders trying to get a certain look for this chicken. But they are pretty fierce in their insistence that the Icelandics are not to be crossbred.
I do understand that.
They want them to be pure, but with the pureness of it is also the diversity of the breed.
It's really interesting how much genetic diversity is contained within their DNA.
Right.
I mean, scientists were able to say they have a lot of genetic diversity.
I mean, it's kind of different that you're saying, okay, we need to keep this bird the same by keeping it so diverse, you know? Right. So it's pretty invaluable. I mean, it needs to be safeguarded. That's for sure.
I feel like that unique DNA has been around since 800, 900 AD. I really agree that is worth preserving.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Where did we go when we saw the Icelandics?
The National Colonial Farm. Akakik, right.
They were so pretty there.
They're beautiful. Well, I mean, like my neighbor Kitty breeds them. If you ever want some, I can hook you up.
They're pretty cool chickens.
They're very cool chickens, and she loves them.
So let's look into egg laying stats. Hence, they're good layers of the medium-sized cream or off-white eggs. They're going to give you around 180 to 200 in the average category, pretty good, per year. And Icelandic hens will go broody, okay? So they're known to be some sitters.
Yeah.
Sit on some clutches out there.
Apparently they can be hard to break. They can be pretty determined.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I've been through some hens that are pretty determined not to break. So I'd be like,
Orpingtons.
Oh my God. So they'll happily hatch and raise a clutch of chicks for you. So if that's what you want on your homestead, if you're not looking for that, just know that you might have a little struggle back and forth.
It could happen, right.
And that could happen. Now, you don't usually think of the small-bodied, flighty birds as being good broodies, but they are.
Yeah, they're definitely unique that way.
So
usually when you think of the little ones, you're thinking of the smaller bodied, good egg layers like the
Mediterraneans.
The Mediterraneans, all of those, right?
So they're pretty interesting chickens. If you look at it this way, there's a lot that goes in. If you Google now, as we're talking here, because we're back at the table, my laptop's up, I have all the pictures of the Icelandic. Mm-hmm. They're very diverse in what they look like. And that's the main draw.
Yes.
Of this bird is you can have all Icelandics and every single one can look 1,000,000% different from the other.
Yeah, it's really cool, actually.
And they become really popular with the homesteaders.
I think because they're very independent birds, they are excellent foragers, they have the great mothering skills, and they give you a pretty decent egg supply.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of the best chickens ever for turning over a compost.
Yep.
All those things. Put them in your garden beds. They're pretty predator savvy, too.
And they fly really, really well. In fact, you need to make sure that they don't go roost in trees.
Because they're so little.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's the key for a chicken being able to fly well is their size. An Orpy could fly if they were little,
right?
But they're 6-7 pounds. They can't get themselves off the ground.
What I would say, yes, they can fly and they're pretty predator savvy, but they can absolutely still be caught and killed.
Every single chicken can be. You have to supervise them.
They really should be protected in a secure coop overnight for about 1 million different reasons.
Yeah. I mean, we're still the advocates for supervised free range because if you're not, you're going. It's not if, it's when you're going to lose your birds. It's a harsh reality, but it's going to happen at some point.
The Icelandics need a lot of space to range and forage. So if you do need to keep them in a run part of the time, it does need to be a big aviary-style run.
Have some vertical stands so they can climb up, they can roost on things.
Lots of enrichment to keep them busy, keep them from getting bored. Some people dislike their flightiness. Remember, that is a defense mechanism, flightiness.
We have to always remember that flightiness is not a bad quality.
But plenty of other people who keep them love to talk about having favorite birds that they've hand-raised that have become very friendly, that love to spend time with them. So they can absolutely be conditioned to be friendly and hang out with their people.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They're pretty hardy birds. First of all, they're going to be good in the cold and the warm because we're talking Iceland here, okay? So it's a little chillier there.
I did look up ambient temperatures. I was curious about how cold it got.
Right.
So usually in the south of Iceland, the average temperature in the winter is about 32.
Right.
And in the north, it's about 14.
Right.
I think the answer there is that while they're a pretty magical breed, they are not immune to cold, and they can still lose combs and toes.
Oh, yeah.
And even die of hypothermia.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. They're from a cold region, so that gives them a little foot up, but that doesn't mean that their skin, their toes, everything can't be a victim of frostbite. Any chicken can be.
Right.
So, with modern technology, we say this every time, use the panel heaters. It's easy enough to do to protect those combs and wattles.
There would be another good candidate for deep litter because they're going to turn over that litter for you.
They will. And the other good thing is they're small bodied. So in the summer, they don't have all the big fluff and weight to make them hotter. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. This is a chicken that could go anywhere in the States, really.
Right. I mean, no doubt over time, a lot of them probably died in harsh winters, but we can do better now. And we can keep them in ways that meet their needs. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that so many people said they could become very gentle and friendly with regular handling.
This is what we know. Chickens love people. If you give them the attention from day one, you can train them to love you almost.
I mean, it's another case of you get out what you put in.
Every time. It's what we say. If you give a lot of love, they're going to reciprocate that love back to you.
Right.
It's the nature of this animal. Their nature is not to be run from you constantly if you give them love. Like some people say, I can't handle my chicken. Sometimes that's a product if you got them later.
Right.
Or if you just didn't have as much time to handle them when they were young.
And
or it's just their personality sometimes.
Right. And if you're the type of chicken keeper who doesn't necessarily need a lap chicken, you like the independence of the Icelandic, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Exactly. It's a good chicken. You can't go wrong with this chicken.
They're fascinating. The history behind them is amazing. I'm sure there are a lot of people who have opted to keep these on homestead because that's their own cultural heritage.
Right.
There's so many fascinating things about them, not the least of which for me is just their appearance all over the place.
Here, let's get to this question. If you want to get yourself some Icelandics and you want a chance to get one with a mohawk, where are you going to go? We all know the answer to this.
Well, we would go to Greenfire Farms
because it's one of our most favorite places.
Exactly. But you can also visit the Icelandic Chicken Breeders group on Facebook. There are breeders and hatching eggs there. I do know my neighbor lists her birds there.
And also, Greenfire Farm, this is a new bird for them right now.
Yes, yes.
So they worked very hard to first get them here from there and then develop the breed to where they wanted the breed to be like a standard for them.
Know, if you already had yourself some nice Icelandics and you're looking for new blood, you can go right to Greenfire. Yeah. Because that is a fresh importation.
And follow their social media. They put the cutest reels up of these birds.
They put up a reel a few days ago of the watermales running with their short little legs.
I liked it and commented on it for us because I'm like, I need them. I mean, come on. So, yeah.
Watermelon chicken.
So, if you have an Icelandic, especially one with a mohawk, but any of them, send us your pictures or go on Instagram, put a story up, hit that mention button, put our name in, and then we're able to reshare it onto our stories because we love to see your chickens. Or email us or DM us, whatever you like to do, but send us some pictures of your chickens.
How many chickens out there have survived a volcano?
The Icelandics?
Yeah. There might be some others in tropical areas.
Mediterraneans, maybe.
Yeah, that's very possible. Mount Etna.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a pretty remarkable story. They're a pretty diverse breed. And the fact that they're still going the way they are, and now there's some new life in them with Greenfire Farms having them here in the States is pretty remarkable.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera. Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill. Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories. Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it. Quick shipping from Nestera US. For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today. Roosty's proudly sponsors Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. They're back with an innovative new product. You're going to want to check this out. It's an extra large set, a 14-pound feeder and 3-gallon water with steep anti-roost lids. They're made of super durable material. You can either stand them on legs or hang them on brackets on your coop or fence. They're easy to remove and clean too. Plus, they look awesome.
We personally use Roosties and we're huge fans. So if you're raising chicks or keeping chickens, check out the Roosty store on Amazon or follow the link in our show notes.
UK chicken lovers, this one's for you. Get happy, healthy hens with ECONourish's live Calci worms. Enrichment, nutrition, and protection in one tasty, sustainable pack. Scientifically proven to support glossy feathers, strong laying and skeletal health,
protect from disease, and improve gut health and immunity. You'll also bust flock stress by stimulating natural instincts and get eco bragging rights. Visit econourish.co.uk and use the code COFFEE15 for 15% off your first order. Your chickens and the planet will hug you for it.
Without further ado, we're going to extend this breed spotlight into our main topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, we are super happy to have Jessica and Vivian with us. We call them the Greenfire Farm Girls. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Welcome back. It's so great to see your smiles and your faces. You make us happy.
That's so sweet.
We're happy to see your faces too.
You're so fun.
Not only are you wonderful, you will talk super geeky chicken stuff with us. So yeah, we love you.
That's what we're here for. That's what we do all day here. All day we talk about chickens. We love it.
A magical place is Greenfire Farms.
Yeah, right?
I'm still standing and we got to come visit you guys. I mean, we really do.
Absolutely.
We need to do a meet and greet at Greenfire Farms for the Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Come meet the chicken ladies at Greenfire Farms.
Yeah.
So I can bring home some Mechlin turkey heads to put them in the flock.
Good idea.
Meet them. Yeah.
Oh, you have some stunning cochins there too. That would be dangerous. We've talked about that before.
We have.
We actually rehomed our cochin flock at the end of last year, unfortunately, but they have been rehomed to someone else who's going to continue working on them. So
Oh, wonderful.
he'll update us hopefully sometime this year with what he's been able to do.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
But
I can't imagine you not having coaching. I just can't imagine it.
I'm
Broke
so
my heart.
lucky. I have a cochin at home from some chicks that I took home a while back. So I'm like, I've got one of the last ones around in this area. But
You still have the Spitzhabens though, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
All
yeah.
three colors here, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're good.
You got to watch because I think I would try to carry off some of those Spitzhabens if I made it there too.
Seriously.
We're both just taking chickens home. Like, it's hard to not do that.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, they have to be on I still stand that they have to be on a rock album cover somewhere. Like
Yeah.
they would make awesome album art. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they definitely would.
Okay, so the first question we want to ask you guys is what's new? What's going on over there? Besides you lost your cochins. Well, not you lost your cochin, but you rehomed the cochins. What else is going on?
A lot of things.
Yeah.
So
we rehomed a couple other breeds as well. So we no longer have the Orloff here either. They've also been rehomed. And we also rehomed the chocolate partridge Wyandotte Bantams.
Oh,
So they've all been rehomed to someone who's going to continue working on them, but we will no longer have them at our farm, unfortunately. We both shed a tear, but we unfortunately had to make the decision to focus on other breeds.
you still have my watermelons, don't you?
Yeah.
oh yes.
So many.
Okay.
You couldn't pay me to get rid of those. I love
They're like the star of the farm at this point.
Yeah.
Everyone loves them. They make great video content too for social media.
Yeah.
They're just the best.
They're cute as a button.
But we have a couple breeds in the pipeline that we are planning to release this year. We can go ahead and announce that.
Well, let's hold off that for the end of the show.
Okay.
Let's get everybody like
Yeah.
really wanting to hear it.
Okay,
We're going to make everybody wait. You got to get to the end of the interview if you want to hear
Gotta calm down.
what's coming up.
We also have a new hatching shed, though.
Yeah.
We both
Yes.
are super excited about that. We just had that finished, like end of last year. We had that hatching shed finished. So now we have a really awesome room to hatch chicks in. There's plenty of space. We've got our hatchers in there. It's great. It's absolutely beautiful.
That sounds amazing.
Life's so much easier.
Yeah. So we're definitely expanding in our
Mhm.
operation.
We have new pens here, so we are able to house larger flocks on these really nice, like field pens. We call them field pens.
Mhm.
So they have grass. We try to seed it with different stuff, so they have some forage to consume during the day. Makes them a little happier.
Yeah. So we made like 4 or 5.
Yeah, 5 new pens
so far. Yeah.
We've
Wow.
been busy.
Yeah. So
You have been so busy over there.
it never stops.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
And we're hoping to increase our flock sizes for some of our really popular breeds like the Bielefelder, the cream leg bar, the white breast, those sorts of things. So hopefully we can fill more orders this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is the breast still kind of high in popularity as it was last time when we talked to you?
Yes.
For sure. I'm tempted to say it's slowed down a hair.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, if you took a poll of how many people call an email asking specifically about the breasts, it's a lot. It's a lot of people.
People want eggs. People want chicks. It's like trying to fill both. We definitely need more, a larger flock. So the interest is still very, very high.
And that's the thing we learned as we were learning through the breed spotlight with the breasts is they're super egg layers. I mean, they are going to lay you a lot of eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we know that one of the new breeds that you recently debuted is the Icelandic, and we've done a breed spotlight for the Icelandic on this particular show, but we want to know what you think about them.
So they are new for us. So our flock isn't too large yet, but we are working on growing them. They are very unique. I mean, their colorations and their comb sizes or shapes are all very different. So I love a landrace. I like the diversity, and their history is really fascinating. Plus, everything we've read about them and observed, they're very self-reliant and just very active. So they kind of check most of the boxes for a good, I guess, homesteading chicken or someone wants a nice flock of just different looking birds. That's the one you should go with.
Yeah.
I like birds that have a little different look to them because you can tell them apart. Like when you want to yell at somebody, you know who you're yelling at. Like, stop, you can tell them they look a little different. I like that.
They're awesome. I mean, the Icelandic, it's kind of funny because we're so used to having breeds where, there's a standard to their appearance. Like they need to have the brown with the white or, whatever it may be. And with the Icelandic, it's like,
They just need to be Icelandic,
they just have to be, they just have to be Icelandic. But there was this cool, when we were researching them, I found this cool article that talked about this British study where they did blood tests between the Icelandic and then a variety of different chicken breeds. And they found that 78% of the Icelandic's DNA is completely unique to the Icelandic. Like it's not found in any other chicken breed, which is incredible. Cool. Yeah. And that makes them, super hardy. Like Jessica said, they really are the best of everything you want in a breed, like hardiness, great egg layers. They're a pretty nice bird. They're a little flighty, but that's
how they've survived for thousands of years.
Exactly.
How many other land races? I know you have the Swedish flowers. How many other land race breeds do you have right now?
We have the Hedemora, the Shetland, Olance.
The Olance, yeah.
Yeah. And
the debate is out. Well, maybe not debate, but the Svarthona, the Swedish black hen, is reported to be a land race. So that one threw me for a loop for a little bit. But apparently it is also.
I think it's fair to say it's the debate is kind of out if that's technically really a land race. But
so that's all I want to see.
And I think of all of those, the Icelandic probably is the oldest, aren't they?
And they're the coolest looking in my opinion.
I'm tempted to say,
I
said the Hedemora.
Oh, just kidding.
I'm tempted to say the Olance are pretty old too, but no, I think that the Icelandic are probably older than the Olance. Yeah. Do you think? Yeah,
I think so. I don't remember the years right off the top of my head, but I'm going to say you're right on that. They are the oldest.
And they have mohawks.
They can.
They do. They
always,
can.
But
some of them have mohawks. Yeah.
I love it because I don't know if you girls, you're younger than us, but we were the generation of the grab bag. Did you ever go to a store and it's like they had a whole section of grab bags and the thrill of paying for a bag that you had no clue what was in it, but you had to spend that $5 or have your mom, come on, it's the mystery of what you're going to get. And I always find that these birds are that way. It's like, it's the fun of the grab bag. Like you never know how they're going to turn out. And it's just fun. You don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get a mohawk or you're not going to get a mohawk. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, they're very cool. I like them a lot. And as chicks, oh my God, are they so cute?
Yes.
They are so cute as chicks.
Now they do add the challenge because they look so different. We only hatch them by themselves. We don't hatch them with anything else. So we don't have any worries about getting things mixed up because they are so diverse.
Yeah. They look like
they get a whole tray by themselves.
That's awesome. I love it.
Ask you about another breed that we profiled a little while ago. You want to take this one over, Chris?
Well, here's the thing. We just did an interview with Lisa. She is the host of the Hobby Farms magazine podcast. And wait, let me say that again. What's the exact name of the podcast, Holly Ann?
Hobby Farms presents Growing Good.
Exactly. Lisa is the host of that podcast.
Yeah.
And she just came on and we had such a fun time and we did the whole interview and we get to the end. And of course, we usually do a main first and then we work the episode around it because, we want to make everything kind of go together. And we get to what's your favorite breed of chicken? And she pulls out the Mechlin and we're like, our mind blown at this point. Yeah. We're like, this has got to be the most unique favorite breed of chicken. And she told the story and it was like we had to do it. And it was so wild because we record it. And then 2 days before we drop it, you guys run your video on the Mechlin turkey. And I'm like, this is meant to be right here.
Yes.
So tell us, what do you think about that chicken? With working with that chicken and everything, are there really great things to love about it?
They're one of my favorite new breeds that we have here. I mean, they have such fun personalities. They're very sweet, very docile. We haven't had any aggressive roosters from them. They're super large. And then like watching them run toward you when they want snacks, I mean, brightens your day because they're so large. They lay a lot and they lay a very big egg. So for me, I just love their personality and they're very productive. So yeah.
So what size are you saying? Do they really go, big, like 13 pounds?
They're big eggs.
And the birds themselves are a little bit larger than the malines too. So the boys can push like 10 pounds, a big beefy boy, he can be around 10 pounds, even a little bit more sometimes. I don't know. They're very large.
You feel the ground shaking beneath your feet. It's like, don't, they're super heavy birds, but it's funny because what we were saying earlier with them being visually not that cool, they're a barred bird. They have the feathered legs. It's like, we've seen that in the malines and you can get a barred rock or whatever, but you will not find this personality in those birds. The turkey had we thought the PPA, the Pita Pinta, Castriana, we thought that they were like our friendliest breed that'll come up to you. They're not, you have treats, but the turkey head are like, they're amazing.
I love the fact that you call them a beefy boy. That's just awesome.
Very beefy.
Very beefy.
Yeah.
That would be a cool name if somebody got one of them as a rooster, like Beefy. I like that.
Yeah. That would be cute. Yeah.
Oh, look at us.
Now I need a turkey head rooster at home.
That's amazing. I love that this chicken's kind of coming out of nowhere, kind of like one of my other favorites, the watermelon chicken that came out of nowhere and everybody really wants some. But I would love for people to flood you guys and try to get the Mechlin. Holly Ann, what was the name of the comb? It does have it's the Triple Crown, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what you would. I think you're right. I think it is called the Triple Crown, but they're supposed to have very little of anything. No wattles, no comb, because they're a mix of a Bruges fighter and a Malines is the idea of what they were mixed with to get that heavy bird.
And they're supposed to have a little bit of a dewlap though, right?
Sometimes, Some of them will have a decent one on the hens. I've noticed some of our hens have a nice one. It's kind of silly looking, but. Yeah, they are very interesting. Their faces, without all of that extra comb and wattle, they just look very funny.
And they're supposed to have drooping earlobes is what we call it. So earlobes sit a little further down, I guess, than most breeds.
I think they're so cute. I would drop them right in with my Cochins and Brahmas and Langshans. I think they would fit perfectly.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. So the other thing we want to chat with you about today is we've been doing a lot of videos with breeds, which are fantastic.
Thank you.
But some of your videos are sexing juveniles, and that is seriously popular. People really want to see that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably, I'm sure some breeds are tougher than others, right?
Yes, for sure. I think we get a lot of people that will email us or call us and send us photos of their birds. And they're like, hey, rooster or hen. And it's always at that younger, between 2 and 3 month mark where people are having trouble sexing their birds, which is fair because it can be kind of tough.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that series really came about. I think I just one day was like, oh, that would be fun to do. Let's help people sex their birds.
Yeah. And we noticed we were getting a lot of first time chicken owners or people who were getting back into owning chickens. And they're not as familiar with the differences between a male or a female. And we talked about we really want to put out educational content for people who have chickens, not just about breed stats, but like, you have a chicken, what can I do? How do I do this?
Yeah.
And that was one we're trying to improve our series so that hopefully it'll help a lot of people. But we do have like the breeds who are only one color. They are very difficult because you don't get those, different colors coming through.
Yeah.
And then we have a few other breeds like the owl beard, the watermelon chickens people struggle with a lot too.
Yeah.
They're like, they cannot tell. I'm like, we promise you can do it. Here's how.
Which is so funny because working on seeing these birds every day, working on a chicken farm, it's like, we can tell instantly. We're like, oh, rooster, hen. But it's like, just because we're around them all the time. And it is a little tougher.
And the other thing is sometimes people get really scared because you may have all hens, right? But one hen may grow a little larger quicker than the other hens. And all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, that's a boy. And I'm like, slow down. And they'll do the same thing to us. We get a flood of pictures, rooster hen. And, you're looking at it as like, look, that could be a hen just because they're bigger than the other ones. There's other things to look at. And I find your videos are very educational for people and they give them a place to go look and to get some resources. I love that you do that and you give your knowledge of being around the chickens every day and some pointers for them to say, okay, look for this part of, and plus we get to see the chicks on there. It's so cute.
Yeah. It's funny because those videos they're pretty simple to film, but it takes us like several 2 hours to film those videos. We just filmed one last week and I think it literally took us 2 hours to do one video.
And the video is 1 minute.
Yeah. A 1 minute video. And we love putting out educational content and doing that. And we're, trying to find new ways to make them more interesting because they can be a bit redundant with like, we're looking at the same things, just different breeds. But it's just kind of funny how long it takes us to do
and like
these
the
videos.
main takeaway, like you were saying, is that people sometimes only look at the face of the bird. And I'm like, you have to take a step back and look at the entire bird. Just because one is a little bigger or has a bigger comb doesn't necessarily mean that it's a boy. But
they look at the comb size and the overall size of the chicken at that point of the chick. And you're like, you can't tell by that.
There's have big combs.
Yeah, exactly. And they grow different at different rates. Everybody's an individual. Unless you have a hardcore crow coming out, it's really hard to say, okay, for sure. But, you're helping people and that's what's important. Not only are you selling them the chicks, but on social media, you're offering your expertise, which is great.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are really trying. This year, that's one of our goals, to try to put up more educational videos for people so that they can, we can help people on their journey to owning
You're two of our favorite girls out there. You know that, right?
Right back at you. Y'all are some of our.
There's just so much to know about chickens. It's hard to put it all. It's like, I appreciate that you guys are talking about all these rare breeds because people do need to know about them. Like, how do you help preserve them if you don't know about them? So,
right. Yeah. So over the years, I have sort of a group of things that I look at my chicks. And I'm actually pretty good at sexing juveniles, but there's always like one or two in the batch. And I'm like, I don't know. So it's probably a roo. But that being said, can you share some of the tips?
Yeah, absolutely. So we always like to start on the face, on the head of the bird. So comb size, like if there's, which you can't always go just off of that, but
they do come in a little bit earlier. So if you look at them while they're still in the brooder or, in their like small pen or like a month old, you can see that difference, but
wattles also. The roosters will drop their wattles sooner. I think hens normally don't start to drop their wattles until they're closer to egg laying age. Sometimes they can come in earlier, but you can usually tell right away if one has like pretty significant wattles and the other doesn't. That one's probably.
Is there any truth to the comb with being straight back versus curved for the boy is more, or is that just an old wives' tale?
I've never heard of that.
I have heard of that. I don't know. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I've never really paid attention to that, but I have heard of that. My mom told me that once and I was like, I don't know, maybe.
That depends on some of the breeds. Some of the breeds are really specific, like a point starts right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I've never really paid attention to that with our.
We could start.
We should test that theory out and see how accurate it is.
Yeah.
But
and then feather differences too. Of course, we talk about a lot in our videos. The wing feathers, they have covert feathers. So the boys typically get those pointed feathers that are shinier. And then, of course, on the back, they have their saddle feathers. So the boys have those really long, really shiny, and normally a different color depending on the kind of breed.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of breeds, the boys will have, like if they have coppering on their neck, then they'll have copper on their covert feathers type of deal, which the hens won't really have. But not all the breeds are like that. It can be hard. Like the shine lar can be kind of tough because they're just white. Yeah. You just have to look out for the sheen, the pointiness, and the shape of the feathers.
Well, behavior is one that we don't talk about a lot, but there are some little babies who you're like, oh, that's going to be a rooster, because you try to grab chicks and they're already like pecking you. Yeah. Or kicking your hand, and they're like 2 weeks old. I'm like, that's definitely a rooster.
Like there's no other visual cues, but they are acting like that. I'm like, oh,
I bet you it's a rooster.
Yeah.
Wow, what precocious little guys.
Yeah. The Haganti are bad about that. The Indio Haganti as chicks. I mean, we won't know until they're older, but it's like, you can tell pretty soon. You just put your hand in the brooder and they're like beefing up and they're pecking at you. I'm like, what? You're 2 weeks old.
That was one of my most favorite breed spotlights of all time, was that chicken. And we had a lot of requests and we kind of put it back. And then, I mean, I think we laughed our way through it because they're just such a fun chicken. I mean, they're amazing. And I have to say, it was one of my most fun to record breed spotlights.
She also just likes saying Gigante.
Gigante. Very gigante.
It's like a little spicy,
I wanted to go to Brazil and have Holly make me a headdress to be part of the Gigante parade. Let's go to Carnival,
No, Gigante, yes. Yeah, I forgot about that little detail. Yeah. Well, do you find anything in the youngsters? Is there anything in their posture that you look for?
I mean, sometimes you compare like the body size. I mean, I guess as they do get older, like the boy's shape is different than a female. I mean, normally females, I guess we'll say as a general term, they're more rounded than a rooster, if that makes sense. But we normally don't use that really as a deciding factor because the other things are like more helpful, in my opinion. But there are some differences there too, if you look at that.
Yeah, I think roosters stand a little
taller.
Upright.
They puff their chest out, to show off.
Yeah.
But
Those little buggers are so cute.
Yeah, they are. You watch them all day.
Yeah,
they just provide such entertainment.
So here's the part I was going to that we're going to ask you about the future of Greenfire Farm. And do you have any little tidbits that you can give us of any new chickens that could be on the horizon over there?
Yes. So we are planning, if all goes well this year, we will be re-releasing Vorwerk chickens. So we were able to import some. We are working on it. It took a couple imports. I know the breed is in the US. We used to have them several years ago, but we were trying to revamp them here and get them back out into, Americans' hands. And then we have a game fowl that I'm expecting to also release this year. They're the Mealy Gray Old English. They're cool.
I mean, they're game fowl, so there's,
the game fowl crowd will hopefully love them, which we do have a fair number of people who are interested in preserving the different game breeds. But those two for sure. Then it's not really a release, I will say, but we have the Solmtaler breed at our farm, but we haven't been able to really sell chicks from them in a while. But we're hoping, if things, of course, go well, we will have a white Solmtaler line to release. We haven't sold them before. We've only sold the Wheatons, but time will tell if that will work out for us this year. But that is the goal. And then I don't know how far out, but we are hoping in 2 years to release our new black copper line. We were able to import some of them. So fingers crossed that goes well. We're hoping for some really nice dark layers. Of course, everyone loves them, but time will tell.
Wow.
I was going to say, wow, you got a lot on your plate over there.
There's a lot of things happening around the farm. We're hoping it'll, if things go how we want, how we're working toward it will be great. We'll be really excited to have these and to offer to people here.
We're always trying to strengthen the lines that we have. So we've got breeding projects going on, trying to strengthen lines. And it's like, those won't be ready for years.
Yeah.
But
you really think about it. It takes so long sometimes, but if things go exactly right, we'll have some things for people. Very soon.
Wow, that's exciting. The Vorwerk is stunning. Yeah. The Solmtaler is one of these really ancient chicken breeds that's been around for thousands of years.
And they're so cool. I love the Somtaler. They're heavy.
So
They've
big.
got, it's kind of a fun personality. I like to say like lights are on, no one's home type deal. Like, specifically, they're a little, things go right over their head, but they're cool. They're a really cool breed.
And I know a lot of people are getting into homesteading and, raising chickens for either meat or eggs or both or pets. But the Somtaler are they're pretty good at egg laying and they're very, very big. So they kind of check both of those boxes for a homesteading flock. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope it goes how we want.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fantastic.
I love it. You have so much going on over there. It's just amazing. And thank you to you guys for bringing these European rare breeds over so that people here can have the opportunity to add these amazing rare chickens to their flocks, because you are doing a massive part in keeping the breed alive. And without you, where would we be with some of these? And this is my little tangent that I always go off about is availability. We need to save the chickens. They need to be available. And Greenfire Farms is doing your part with European rare breeds. 1,000,000%. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys for, having us on the podcast and letting us talk about these breeds, getting them out there. I mean, that's what allows us to continue doing this.
We couldn't keep doing it if people don't know about them or aren't interested in preserving them. So the more we can get out info about them is this is the key to everything. So we're excited to do it and keep doing it. And hopefully we'll import or strengthen lines, breeds here in the US already. So there's a lot of work to do. Keep doing.
But you're so enthusiastic and you love your work. So
we do. We really do. It's so fun. And especially, with importing, it's so cool to see the development. With the boy work, that's been in the works for years. Trying to get them released. And it's we can't do it. It gets better. And then we're like, nope, can't do it yet.
Not yet.
Now we're finally okay, it's looking good.
The finish line is right there. We were almost there, about to cross over and finally have our flock strong enough where we can support orders. And, I'm excited.
And it's rewarding. It's rewarding work. It really is.
And it's just, there's all these different breeds. So watching them, you're like, oh, that's cool. Learning about them, watching their behavior. And I don't know, there's a lot to learn about the different chicken breeds. So we're always learning every day. We learn.
That's the thing we always say is as part of their breed, they have different personalities that are just genetically inbred in them, right? So seeing that all play out and making an educated decision for your own flock, learning about the breeds is so important before you say, oh, I want 10 Indigo Gigante. You need to know about that breed first before you do that. And and you can learn about kind of what their personality is. And you guys kind of see that play out. And I love that you put it in and you can describe it because you're living with these chickens every day. You're seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we hope our videos on social will also show, is trying to get a better glimpse into what the breed is in terms of how they are behavior wise, what kind of environment they prefer, kind of coop setup do they prefer. I don't know. There's a lot of things that go into it when deciding to add birds to your, home or, wherever. So I don't know. We're working hard to show as much as we can about the birds so people can use that to decide what they want to add to their home or farm.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Just please, please, please never get rid of the Swedish flowers. Please.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
they're saying, yeah, they're not going anywhere.
We love those.
I think Holly was saying that she was going to have to contact you guys to get some more Swedish flowers at some point.
My Swedish flower flock has really aged out. My original Ruin hen are 8 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're going strong. They're gorgeous. They're wonderful, but they're 8. Yeah.
They're 8.
That is up there. Wow.
Well, definitely let us know. We can work something out for sure and send you something.
Oh, we'll come down and pick them up.
Okay, that works too.
Right? Yes. And if any Spitzhabens find their way in the box with the Swedish flowers, that would be okay too.
Okay. What's your preferred color? Do you have a preference?
Gammy.
We just had this debate at the lunch table. Everyone was saying silver, and I'm like, the chamois.
The chamois is amazing.
They're so pretty. Yeah.
They're gorgeous. I wouldn't say no to any of them, but the chamois is really extra special.
Yeah. I agree. I like the chamois too. The silver kind of have, in my opinion, more of a personality. Our silver rooster is the most vocal rooster on the farm. He is always saying something.
Really?
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
If we ever need a video, displaying vocalizations, he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
His
Go to him.
tidbits,
Yes.
he tidbits louder than anyone. And he's so sweet with it. He'll pick things up and put it in front of the hen and then be like, hey.
Like, I just gave this to you. Why are you not eating this?
Yeah. And the hens are like, oh, whatever. They're off doing their own thing. And he's just like super excited about everything. He's cute.
The hens are like, don't expect anything later. Come on. Just because you fed me.
Right.
It requires dinner and movies, fellas. Dinner and
Right. I'll give it to him. He's working. He's working
hard out there. Well, ladies, as always, this has been super duper fun.
Yeah,
We
thanks for
will
having me.
have links to Greenfire Farm in the show notes. Actually, we're linked to a lot of weeks because you have so many of the breeds that we talk about.
And I think we just did the board work not that long ago as a breed spotlight.
Yeah,
I think it was just a few weeks ago. And we actually got someone sending pictures asking what type of chicken that was. And it was them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that everyone keep their eyes out for that because that's going to be special. They are fantastic birds.
Honestly, if we could save all the birds, it would make us happy. We want to save all the birds. And, getting the word out there about the different breeds, people don't understand how many breeds are out there, but how many rare breeds actually need your help that could be great homestead birds that you don't even know about. And those are the ones that you guys have. And go to the Greenfire Farm website. It's a destination. Look at the birds that they have. And, just read your great descriptions, go to their social media and follow them because these two girls are working their butts off over there to make everything really good for everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just want to say thank you one more time. You guys are always welcome on the show. And anytime you do something new, we want to showcase you guys and put you out there. But thanks for hanging out with us for about an hour and just chatting chickens. It's just been fun.
We love it. Thank you so much for inviting us. We'll be happy to do another one.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And
We'll
we
see
want
you-
to see what you guys put out, any new stuff that you guys have. We're excited for that too.
Yay!
Thank you.
Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
We just want to thank Jessica and Vivian one more time for being returning guests on the show. We absolutely love talking to them. What they're doing at Greenfire Farm is very special. Don't forget to follow them on social media.
We love those two. They are so cute, and I love how they talk about talking about chickens at lunch.
Yes, yeah. I'm sure the lunchroom at Greenfire Farm is a lot of fun.
I'm sure.
So don't forget to follow them because they are your number one source for rare
European breeds.
European breeds. Yep.
No doubt. Okay, so let's move on to
Cracking the eggs.
cracking those eggs. Now, we're going a little healthier right now because sometimes you want to be a little healthier, right? And this is a good one.
This one's really funny. I don't even remember where I originally saw this recipe. It's an omelet salad. I want to say it's been like at least 20 years since I started making this. And I also want to say that over time I've started calling it the omelet salad, but I think it was a frittata salad.
Yeah, I mean, the way anything, you can cook eggs in any way, serve them over greens and make them into a salad.
Right.
It's actually a really good protein versus veggie
Absolutely.
combo. So that's what makes it really, really a good thing. And the other thing is your omelet, you can put whatever you kind of want into it.
The interesting thing about this is that they're super thin omelets.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be Sicilian in origin. And because it's Sicilian, you can play with the flavors quite a bit. I have found that a little bit of optional citrus zest really brightens the flavor and makes it stand out.
Yeah.
So you need a big skillet, or I use my crepe pan
I love my crepe pan.
because you're going to make these nice and thin.
Okay, so let's look into our list of ingredients that you're going to need. 6 fresh eggs. This is one. We have a lot of eggs right now. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
you want to be eating these eggs yourself or giving them to family. So this is a good recipe to use a good number of eggs, 6 eggs.
Right.
A generous handful of mixed herbs. You can pick what you want, and a bit of lemon zest. As Holly Ann was talking about, that citrus is really good in there. A pinch of salt and pepper, salad greens, and you can get them already done. It makes it so easy.
Yeah, just buy them ready to go.
Balsamic vinegar and olive oil for dressing, or a dressing of your choice. Optional, you can do steamed or roasted vegetables like asparagus or halved new potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And this can make it really hearty.
Yeah, if you want this to be just a main dish salad, you can do that. So, I mean, this is really easy to make. Have your salad greens prepared and ready for the addition of the eggs. You can also add the roasted veggies if you're going to do that. Add them to the salad greens as well. In a small or medium mixing bowl, you're going to beat the eggs until they're well blended. You're going to mix in the herbs. You want the herbs pretty well chopped. You don't want like big giant leaves in there.
No.
Pretty well chopped. You're going to mix the herbs and the seasonings and that optional lemon zest or citrus zest if you're using it. Your skillet or pan you want to grease or spray, whichever you use. Put it on your burner to heat up. You probably want a medium-low heat.
Yeah.
You're going to pour in about a quarter of the egg mixture, swirl the pan a little bit to help it spread out thinly, just like you would a crepe. You're going to use a thin spatula to flip the omelet to quickly cook on the other side. And it only takes a couple of minutes to cook this. Once it's done, take it out of the pan and place it on a plate or a cutting board. You're going to cook the rest of the egg mixture in 3 more batches. You're going to do that 3 more times. You should have 4 thin omelets on your stack when you finish. You're going to cut through the stack in thin strips, and then you're going to add all those strips to the salad. You toss everything together. You can either put the dressing in the bowl or do the dressing on your plate and serve. It's that easy.
Yeah. I mean, this is a way to use your eggs in a different way.
You know, it'd be really good is if you did do the zest in there. That would probably go really well with black olives.
Yeah. Or just Greek olives, too.
That would be fine, yeah.
Any kind of, like, mixing the stuff up, it's a great way to use your eggs in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're like us, I mean, I'm boiling like 2 dozen eggs every 3 days. Hard-boiled eggs.
I don't have that many, but I have a lot.
Oh, man, we're going through them like crazy. But this is a different way that you can eat something a little bit more interesting, get your palate going, but it's healthier. It's a protein and veg, and it's great.
The strips of eggs it's kind of neat. I mean, it's not, I'd never seen this. I think I found this in an old Italian cookbook because, no, I'm not Italian, but Italian is my favorite food.
Well, because your best friend's Italian.
That might have something to do with it.
I think so. Okay, so try it. You might like it. Let us know what you think. And have your bestie over and serve it for lunch and talk some chickens.
We do need to make this one. This is a good one.
Yes, we do. Okay, so let's move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. This week's retail therapy, we're talking about a website that we kind of found on our social and just kind of going around. And I don't know, you guys might have seen them too, but it's called Sipsey Wilder. And Sipsey Wilder is a website that's out there that sells a lot of chicken stuff.
Yes. Really cute chicken stuff.
Really cute chicken stuff, bags, little crossbodies, bunch of different accessories, hats, everything, bags, wallets, if I didn't list this. But it has a fun little story, and this is a woman-owned company.
Mm-hmm.
And we love spotlighting small businesses.
Oh, absolutely. They have a lot of bags. I mean, that was the first thing I saw was a bag. It was a crossbody bag.
Yeah.
That had a chicken print on it.
I've seen the hats. I've seen everything. Sipsey Wilder must be in our algorithm because it comes up constantly on our socials.
Yeah, it does.
But the stuff that you're going to see, if you go to their website, you can just look through what they have. They have lots of different things. I'm trying to see if they actually have a search button on here.
I did not find a search button, but I chose On the Farm under collections.
Okay.
And it brings up pretty much anything that's in their chicken print.
Yeah, there's that chicken print.
And
it's like a green with all the chicken.
It's called Hen Party, exactly right. And so, like, everything that can appear in that print is listed. There's an organizer.
Oh, wait, there's a print that you can get. There's the crossbody, the fanny pack.
I can't believe they're back in style.
Everybody uses them up front now, kind of. There's
it's funny.
The keychains, the trifold wallet. I really love the trucker hat in that print. It's so cute because I love baseball caps.
Water bottle holder.
All different kinds of stuff. Yeah, you got to go to the farm, On the Farm, and all the stuff comes up. There's stickers. There's everything.
Enamel pins. Those are really cute.
Oh, there's a
chicken earrings. There's a lot of stuff.
And it's a website that you can go. You can read up on the company and the story. their catchphrase is live your one wild life. And you can kind of look around and see what they have and see if you find anything. They do have a filter here, which I've seen now. Once you go to that, you can filter like hen.
Filter your results, okay.
There we go. So you can filter just for the hen.
I like the black sheep print. That's really cute too.
Yeah, and all the different animals. But they have a tote bag, a wristlet, everything, and they're really cute. Love them.
Yeah, I will have them linked in the show notes. You should go check it out. There's a lot of fun stuff.
Definitely. Okay, so should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Absolutely. Next week, we are spotlighting a very special breed, and we're going to be talking about this breed a lot this spring.
Just like the geese.
I beg your pardon. We're talking about the brown leghorn.
Yes, we are.
A lot of great history there. We are interviewing Casey Morris. Casey is the author of a new book, Lovin' Chickens. That is like the APA meets Jane Austen meets Bridget Jones' Diary.
It's a chicken romance.
I love this book so much.
And I was really impressed with Casey.
She's wonderful. Cracking the eggs. We are doing muffin pan souffles.
Yummy.
Fun and delicious. And it's not a hard souffle. I mean, we're easing you into the world of souffles with this recipe.
Definitely.
Retail therapy, we're going to do a little vintage fun with the Home Interiors Company.
And if you're a kid of the 80s like us,
you know some home interior.
You know some home interior.
Yep.
Okay, so what should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens.
Every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thanks for listening.